Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa, herzlich willkommen. So my friends, update on NIO. We have here a price of $3.69. I want to show you if we can expect here a breakout because the market is pumping. We had a market shakeout here at the 7th of April, so that was also here the lowest point for NIO in this downtrend, and we want to see if the bottom is potentially in. So I give you all the price levels here in favor for a squeeze, or in worst case the bear scenario. This is not financial advice, guys. This is my opinion based on the chart. Yo guys, first of all, I am super bullish on NIO. NIO is one of the stocks which I have here in my portfolio for some kind of, let's call it squeeze play. NIO is a little bit different than the usually squeeze stocks which I'm trading, because NIO has a very big float. We have a market capital of 7 billion shares, so that means that of course we have some short squeeze potential. NIO can make here some massive moves, but this is more a play over some weeks and months and not a short squeeze play which happens usually in 1 or 2 days. Why do I mention that? Because I always try to predict short squeezes here on my channel. So before we dive in here into the chart, I want to show you what happened last week. We had 2 short squeezes here. So I usually post these tickers here on Patreon. That was one of my hot stocks. And I always, as I said, try to predict short squeezes here. The yellow line marks the day when I posted that on Patreon. And I said to my members that if we should test here the bottom line of this algo liquidity zone, which we also have for NIO, guys, I'll show you that here in a second. This is where I expect the squeeze to happen. And the release date here of this post was 20th of May and 23rd of May. So 3 days later, we had in total here a 138% short squeeze. The same happened at the same day. I had 2 squeezes in one day here. My community went wild. They made a lot of profits here. And same here, guys. I posted this ticker 22nd of May, and this ticker already squeezed 1 day later here, 152% after my prediction. Yeah, guys, if you want to see these short squeeze plays, I have a brand new video out right now with tickers which didn't squeeze yet. I make these predictions here every week, guys, so join in if you want. The full package membership here on Patreon is my most popular membership. Every day new people joining in, which means we have a very complex growing community with a lot of knowledge on board. And of course you get access here to my trading tutorials. I have a lot of information here for beginners and advanced traders, but I am most popular, of course, here my hand-picked weekly hot stocks and swing trade alerts. The link patreon.com/blackbelttrader is also available here in the video description. So guys, is the bottom in for NIO? For now, it looks like that we have a very stable bottom here at $3.68. You can see that here, that if NIO touched this price level, we had a squeeze reaction. Again, same is by the way the same price where we are right now, and I explain you why we had to come down a little bit. This is a positive information which we have right now, a positive price move. Same here, guys. Then we had our squeeze attempt. That was the first time when NIO tried to break out. I enable my drawings in a second, and that's why I say NIO is a short squeeze play. We had here 110% price action, but we are here in TradingView in the weekly chart. That means it took here 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 weeks to get 110%. These tickers here, guys, do the same price action in 1 or 2 days. That's why I say it is a short squeeze play, yes, but my swing trade alerts and hot stocks on Patreon are a little bit different. They have more violent and explosive moves in a short period of time. So let's check now why the price action here was so important. I will show you here first my indicators, then the drawings. So, and here we go, guys. So NIO had one very important price action. So the market shakeout here, which we had here 7th, 8th of April, where the whole market was down. You can also, by the way, see here my S&P 500 video on my channel, guys. That was exactly this price move here. So every asset in the market, every stock, it doesn't matter if crypto, everything dipped down here. Yeah, the news tell you, that was Trump's fault, blah, blah, blah. No, guys, this is what the market makers do. That is not a coincidence that we exactly hit here my trend channel bottom line with this shakeout, guys. As I said, guys, don't believe the news. This is up to you, but I cannot give you financial advice, but this is not a coincidence. For NIO, that was very important that we did that, because we had here one open gap. When I zoom out, the orange line here, guys, is an open gap in the chart. And that open gap was already here from May 2020. So you can see 5 years later, almost 5 years later, we finally closed that open gap. So very important price action, $3.34 was this open gap. We closed that gap with this candle, had the market shakeout, and immediately NIO started to recover from that. That's why I tell you, just because the price is dropping down below the support price range, that does not mean that the support break. It looks like it is a fake out, and we have a very, very nice technical reaction here in total of 47% immediately after closing the gap and fulfill the market shakeout. So, and why is this price action here important, which we have right now? Because NIO gapped up again. We had a second gap here. You can see the candles are not connected here, and that gap was at $3.78, and we closed that gap here with the candle on a Friday, guys. So this gap is closed, this down gap is closed, and we left an open up gap at $3.86. So when I enable now my drawings, guys, you will see the magic. Nothing changed here. Everything stays the same. As you know, I never change my charts as long as the company is, of course, not performing stock splits. And this is where we are. So why I'm super bullish on NIO is because we are here in a trend channel pattern, in a descending trend channel pattern after this massive squeeze which we had here 2020 and 2021, and we retested here always the top line of the trend channel. And after we came back in this trend channel here, that was starting January 2022, NIO never could break out anymore outside here of this trend channel line. So this trend channel line is in control. Here are the main bearish algos waiting, guys, to stop NIO to short squeeze, and this is what we need to know. This is not a coincidence that we have no breakout here, successful breakout since January 2022. And this is what happened here right now, guys, in 2025. That's why I'm so bullish on NIO, guys. Yeah, of course, we have to talk about both scenarios because we have still some hidden signals here in the chart that the price could go lower. But something like a wedge pattern is building up. So focus please here on this white trend line, and this white trend line here, it's building a wedge pattern. And you can see we had our first successful breakout attempt here. That was in March 2025. We came back down one more time, and I made a lot of videos in the past weeks about NIO, guys, because I think we are very close to see here a potential breakout, bullish reversal, or even something what can lead into a short squeeze. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we have a successful breakout. We have no open down gaps more here in the chart for the main move, related here to this wedge pattern. Please watch the video until the end, guys. This is very important. And now we want to see what needs to happen to see a potential market squeeze for NIO. Main bullish algo demand zone, $3.69, $3.73, guys, here a few cents. This is what I think the main bullish algo demand zone is, $3.73. What does that mean? That the bulls start to buy the dip here. Everything below that is just a dip. And if we see that we have here a volatility zone or a bullish algo demand zone, because usually it can be a fixed price line where we decide about breakout or not. This is, by the way, not a coincidence, guys, that you start to see a stock gapping up and gapping down. You can see we have here one open gap and here one open gap. This is exactly here in this price range where the party happens, right? The market makers use here the pre and after market to create these kind of gap ups or gap downs. So what does that mean for now? The best buy-in price which we have for NIO based on the chart is between $3.73 and $3.28. So this is also where all my buying orders are waiting. There is a shakeout scenario. Let's first talk about the bull case. What we want to see, of course, is that NIO comes back over $3.73. We want to see here a candle, and as I mentioned that before, we have also some hidden information. The market makers already telling us that is one open gap waiting here. And of course, if we want to see a short squeeze or a big bullish reversal, we need much more volume for NIO. That was here very good. It was not big volume, but we had here very green volume for a couple of days. And as I said, why is that? Because the market makers made a shakeout, fake out below $3.73, and immediately the bulls bought the dip. And this is why I'm so sure that this price level here is very important for NIO here in favor for a squeeze. The next price goes to the upside. Everything here between, as I said, $4.41 is the top line here, or the $4.42 is the top line of this liquidity zone. Everything here in this zone, is bullish, and we should retest here, or should close the open gaps to the upside. $4.70, $5.10, and $5.37 are the next price goals for NIO, and you can see that here already in the charts. Squeeze trigger zone 1 is at $5.37. What does that mean? If the volume is kicking in and NIO can start to make here some moves, in best case without gapping up, guys. I hate gap ups, yeah. I really hate gap ups, especially when I hold stocks longer than a couple of days. Yeah, for quick squeeze plays, it's no problem, but when you really want to make here a big move or want to be part of a big move here for NIO, I hate gap ups, guys. But keep that in mind, $5.37 is the first price call which I think should be retested. We had here already 2 attempts and failed. Yeah, when I switch off the indicators, you can see that here, first attempt, second attempt. So as soon as we come with volume over $5.37, then exactly this starts here. Then we see a squeeze trigger, but the difference is now that we don't have this algo resistance line anymore above us. So that is the reason why I think NIO can start to short squeeze, and we have, of course, much higher price calls here to the upside. Worst case scenario, guys, when we fall below $3.27, then this is not a shakeout anymore. It is possible that we see here a dip back to $3.20, $3. You can see that here the buying volume kicked in. We don't want to see a lower price than $3.02, guys. Keep that in mind. That would be not bullish, because then it's possible that we start to retest this previous trend line here and that the price is coming lower and lower and lower. Yes, I also expect something like that. If you see my previous videos, you know what does that mean, guys. But as I said, this is what I personally don't want to see for NIO. I hope that this was the market bottom here for the next bull run, and then of course by the end of the year we can talk about the potential market correction, guys. Yeah, my friends, that was my update on NIO. Sorry for the information. It was a lot of information here, but I think it's very important to understand why we have this price moves here and what to expect next. If you want to also chart like a pro, guys, yeah, if you want to understand what the algos are doing, if you believe in news, that's up to you guys, but the chart is telling you a lot of information and is not hiding anything. We have a lot of hidden information here by the market makers, open gaps and stuff like that. If you also want to chart like a pro, guys, then I can offer you here a discount link for TradingView. This is the program here what I use for all my videos and all my trades, and this discount link is available in the video description for the premium tier. As I said, this is here what I'm using, guys, every day, and I'm very happy and satisfied with that. I am not sponsored by TradingView. My friends, that was the update on NIO. If you don't want to miss any updates, please hit the like and subscribe button right now. Don't forget, guys, here to join our Patreon. The brand new hot stocks are out right now. They didn't squeeze yet, so the chance is there. See you there, guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. Arigatou gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten NIO-Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.